Manitoba is Canada's gateway to the West. Our province thrives on resource-based business such as hydroelectricity, mining, and agriculture. The city of Brandon is a small, diverse community home to more than 50,000 people and has been named one of Canada's top 10 cities to live in. Located in the heart of the Wheat City is one of Western Canada's oldest universities, Brandon University. Although small, Brandon University continues to produce dynamic leaders of tomorrow. As future leaders of our community, SIFE Brandon, a team of only 32 students, operate 9 successful business programs and help their community and province. SIFE Brandon is growing for tomorrow.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of SIFE Brandon, we are honored to participate in this year's Scotiabank and SIFE Go Green Challenge. My name is Grambo, and I led a project that successfully provided over 800 pounds of produce to low-income families.
And I'm Kalee Haasbeek, and I transfer knowledge of environmental practices to students at King George Elementary. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Rathwell and Goring, who will be providing technical support throughout our presentation.
At SIFE Brandon, it is our mission to create partnerships with members of our community that promote progress and prosperity. These partnerships have enabled SIFE Brandon to strengthen and expand our projects, ensuring their long-term success. It is due to the success of these projects that SIFE Brandon has itself expanded from 12 to 32 members, reinvesting over 2,500 hours of knowledge back into our community and province. SIFE Brandon operates 9 projects and ensure their sustainability through our mentorship program, where a junior member works alongside a senior project manager, utilizing the ACE portal to ensure that all documentation and contact information is passed along.
Today, SIFE Brandon will show you how we are achieving our mission, improving the quality of life and standard of living of members of our community, and providing environmental awareness through one new project.
Even though Brandon is a thriving agricultural community that services over 250,000 individuals, there are still some areas within our city that are not equally as prosperous. We conducted a needs assessment and identified that the number of families relying on our local food bank has increased from 400 families in 1995 to over 1,200 families presently, and that food donations are at an all-time low.
Working with volunteers from the Samaritan House, it became obvious that not only were they low on food donations, but more importantly, low on fresh, nutritious produce.
SIFE Brandon saw an opportunity to develop a project that would be an entrepreneurial solution to this problem, not only providing fresh, nutritious produce, but also empowering those that rely on our food banks.
Working with the Samaritan House and other community partners, SIFE Brandon developed a community garden called Green Futures. Green Futures consists of 45 raised garden beds and serves as a hands-on learning environment to families and individuals. The entire location is designed to be environmentally sustainable and includes features such as composting, rainwater harvesting, naturally treated lumber, and organic growing.
2 composting bins were integrated into our location and can be used to replenish nutrients back into the soil from the waste that is created from our garden plots.
Being located near the building of the community center, there is an opportunity for rainwater to be used, to be collected and used for the garden beds, which will reduce the amount of city water needed.
In addition to these practices, SIFE Brandon constructed all of the beds out of treated lumber that is safe for organic growing.
As well, all produce generated from the beds will be done in a completely organic manner without the use of pesticides and fertilizers.
Beyond being built with environmental sustainability in mind, Green Futures also has an educational component, where members of SIFE Brandon utilize 10 of our garden beds and teach students from King George Elementary School basic environmental concepts and gardening skills.
These concepts are delivered through interactive in-class workshops held bi-weekly at their school. Working with the students, we introduce them to concepts such as organic gardening, their ecological footprint, water preservation, and natural pest control.
Knowing the young audience that SIFE Brandon would be working with, we knew we had to take a strategic approach in order to keep these kids interested, turning learned concepts into actions. Each of our lesson plans includes a hands-on activity where the students can see on a smaller scale just how their actions can affect our environment.
For example, when talking about water conservation and water pollution, we had the students pour contaminants into a water tank, showing how every small pollutant can add up to one large problem.
Moving into the spring, the workshops switch focus from environmental concepts and become specifically tailored towards hands-on gardening. The students are provided the opportunity to develop the growing layout of their garden beds and are provided the materials necessary to begin planting indoors.
Once planting is possible in May, the students can transplant their produce and seed the remaining vegetables into their garden beds.
Throughout the summer, SIFE Brandon meets with these students twice a week for 12 weeks to deliver an interactive learning program. Each of these days is broken up. The first day focuses on educational concepts, while the second day focuses on hands-on gardening and a fun recreational activity.
During the first day, we introduce students to concepts such as the cost-benefit of gardening and how global situations affect the prices of store-bought produce. We do this by asking students to bring in flyers tracking certain vegetables on graphs, watching as the prices fluctuate throughout the summer.
The second day is devoted to actual gardening, where the students are responsible for the maintenance of their very own garden plots, watering, weeding, and pruning plants to ensure that they continue to grow.
SIFE Brandon is improving the quality of life of members of our community by providing them with the means to lower their dependencies on the food bank by allowing them to grow their own fresh, organic, and locally grown produce. As well, the students in our program partake in a recreational activity which allows them to socialize in a dynamic environment as well as learn environmental concepts affecting their future decisions. Listen to what Dana Austin has to say about our outcomes.
Really enjoyed having the kids come and plant their own tomatoes and cucumbers and onions and carrots, and really enjoyed watching them grow with the plants. From the time they actually started planting to the time that they harvested the fruit and vegetables and took them home to their families, they grew in such a big way themselves, and they enjoyed coming back every time.
Green Futures is also improving the standard of living of members of our community by providing over 800 pounds of produce to East End families, with the excess being donated to our local food bank. As well, Green Futures has helped to beautify and develop land in the East End Community Center and has brought together the entire East End community.
Due to the success of the East End location, the Brandon Neighborhood Renewal Corporation, alongside the City of Brandon, came to SIFE with an opportunity to develop a second location for Green Futures. The second location will be under the designation of Urban Farm, allowing participants to sell their produce at local farmers markets, giving them a chance to generate income from their hard work.
Green Futures North will be located within the northern core of our city. 85 raised garden beds will be constructed on site for the use of the families nearby. As well, we've asked the Samaritan House to aid us in identifying 25 families that will most benefit from these garden beds and the future programming SIFE Brandon will offer.
Like the East End location, Green Futures North will consist of a programming component as well as a physical garden location, introducing participants to concepts such as organic growing, pricing strategies, produce preservation, and how to develop a business plan.
However, due to the more mature audience within this area, each of our lesson plans will be tailored to a higher level of understanding, as we see the potential for these participants to be actually creating their very own small businesses.
Working with university professors, industry professionals, and local business owners, SIFE Brandon will transfer practical business knowledge to urban farm users.
Already, we have established a land lease agreement, solidifying the location for Green Futures North. As well, we have raised $30,000 of the $62,000 of necessary funding to ensure Green Futures gets up and running. And we have created a partnership with Neighborhoods Alive, a community organization devoted to building strong Manitoban communities.
As you can see, our team has provided an entrepreneurial approach to food scarcity through the use of in-class workshops and hands-on skills. SIFE Brandon has empowered people of all ages, including at-risk youth, by including them in a fun, interactive, and exciting program.
An identified need.
An entrepreneurial solution.
One project. Green Futures.
Improving the quality of life of students at King George Elementary.
Increasing the standard of living of East End families.
Providing an entrepreneurial approach to food security.
Creating environmental awareness.
SIFE Brandon is
planting,
nurturing,
growing
for tomorrow.